Hello, and welcome to this HelloID provisioning product release video for September 2020. HelloID provisioning is a 100% born in the cloud, easy to configure and maintain user provisioning solution. It helps organizations to fully automate the user lifecycle management in the network by connecting the HR or SIS as a source system. Every change in this source is detected and processed into the network. No worries anymore about stale user accounts, accumulation of licenses or access rights, manual user management, or compliancy issues. Please note that in this video, we will only show the new functionality for the September 2020 release. Please go to docs.helloid.com or our YouTube channel for more videos. Let's get started. In this video, we'd like to start with a PowerPoint presentation and then demo the new functionalities for the September 2020 release. We have 5 new items in this release. We now have the option to set thresholds validation on the fields of the source. You can make sure that a source field has a value, and if it doesn't, you can block the import. You can do that for the person that is missing the values or the whole import. We will demo this new functionality later on. Secondly, we now have a uniqueness check for the whole network. When you create an account, for example, in the Active Directory, and you want to make sure the name is not being used in other systems or in the past 7 years, you can now do this check and create a unique account. A new smaller option is that you can now categorize business rules. This makes it easier to categorize and manage the business rules, especially if you have a lot of rules. Also new is a notification on the update event. It sends the old and new information on what has been changed in the target system. Another new change is the field name mapping in Azure AD. This is a small change, and we will not demo this new functionality. The first item we'd like to show you is that you can set validation checks on the input fields of the source system. So if we go to the source system section, to configuration, here you can put checks on the person and also on the contract fields. We'll show it on a person field. Of course, we want to require the birth date. Right now, the birth date is empty, but we do require input. So now the import will fail. And if we rerun it, it will show here that it has failed. You can see that all 14 people who are in this import have been failed because there is no required birth date field. Of course, you can also put this on the contract. And here we can see which persons are blocked and also why they were blocked. The reason being that the birth date field cannot be empty. An option that we have put on top of this is the threshold. So now you can say if there are more than 10 blocked persons on invalid input, then the whole import must be blocked. With threshold setting, it will only block the people who don't have a birth date. But suppose more than 10 people have this and you are suspicious about the quality of the import data. Then you can say, I don't want to do any import at all. You also have the option to do an override when the threshold has been met. So here you can set the threshold. You save it, import again, and now it will block the whole import because there are more than 10 people who don't have a birth date. So now the import has been blocked, and we can override that block by approving it here. Okay, let's move over to the uniqueness check. Of course, we need to remove the import check and rerun it. And now a new person is going to be imported in the vault, and we need to find out who that person is. An easy way to do this is an evaluation. So, Smitham, persons. This will be the new username that will be used to create an Active Directory account. So, now let's run the enforcement. And in the target system, in the Active Directory, we now have an extra option. We also moved mapping to another section to get a better view of what the settings are. This is a new option in this release. Check on external systems. And if we search for Smitham, it will verify in the central database if that external ID, which will be used as a same account name, already exists. It verifies this in the central database and sees that it's not unique by verifying this with the contents of a CSV file. You can check with any data source as long as it's compatible with PowerShell. In this example, we'll check the uniqueness of the same account name, but you can do it for any field you'd like. In this mechanism, we can say that the same account name is not unique, but of course, we can do this for any field. The next thing that happened, if the same account is not unique, it will go through an iteration, and of course, Smitham is not unique, so it will go through that iteration level. So let's verify this in the Active Directory. I will search for that same account name, and I see Smitham, the account name, but you see that there is an extra digit, 1. So it made the same account unique by adding another iteration level. So this was the uniqueness check. Let's move over to another item, the notification for update events. Let's force the change. Go to Company, and we'll change it to Enjoy instead of enjoy.org. Save this, and now I'll force all the accounts to be updated. Here we have a new option. It's the notification update, notification account update. We'll send it to admin@enjoy.org. This is the message, and this is the new keyword, and it will send an update message on the change that has been performed, in this case on the Active Directory. This is an update to Enjoy. So let's see what the mail is. This is the template message, and here you can see that the company attribute has been changed from enjoy.org to Enjoy. The last update we'd like to show you is the categorization of the business rules. You will see that within the rules, there is a new column, Categories. Here you can categorize the rules or group them all together. So suppose we say that these are also Active Directory rules. Then we can also see here that these are the Active Directory rules, and we can easily group them together. Now we can see that these are all the same categories. We can also group them on the different categories by using the filter option. So if we only want to see Azure AD rules or all of the Active Directory rules. Thank you so much for watching. Please let us know if you have any additional questions. You can post your question in YouTube or send it to isupport@toolsforever.com. Please subscribe to our channel to receive frequent updates about improvements and changes in HelloID. Have a wonderful day.